Happy birthday, Mike. This is Batman, calling you from Wayne Manor. Loki and all of Valhalla wanted me to send you this message to celebrate your birthday. So this is just for you. I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
Okay, now this is Kevin. Happy birthday, Mike. All of Valhalla is celebrating your birthday. How awesome is that? And the reason they're celebrating you is because you are the hardest working person that they know. And even when so overwhelmed, you always manage to find the time to help so many people in your life. You live the Batman ethic. You should be so proud of yourself. Not just because of what you do, but because of who you are. It's in your DNA to be that kind of a giving man. And I think it's great that the people around you appreciate that and celebrate you for it. You know, the fun thing about doing this role, which I've been doing for 30 years, which is pretty crazy for an acting job. But, you know, Batman, the animated series, became Batman and Robin, and then that became Batman Beyond, and then the Justice League, and then all the Arkham games. I mean, it just kept growing and growing. All the direct-to-video movies. It just snowballed because the artwork was so beautiful. The stories were so complicated. The characters were so great. They had such a big, talented casts. Huge symphony score. I mean, the amount of money they spent on these shows was amazing. And it shows, and it paid off. And it's still hot, you know? It's still acquiring new fans today. The audience is still growing 30 years later, which is pretty amazing. But aside from playing the character and all these wonderful actors I've gotten to work with, what's really been interesting about this experience for me has been the audience interaction, this conversation that I get to have. Because the Batman fans, I've discovered, are passionate about the character. I mean, it's an amazing connection people have with Batman. It's like a personal connection. There's a sense of intimacy there that just doesn't exist for the other superheroes. It's not like that for Superman or Wonder Woman or The Flash. There's a personal connection that people have with Batman. And I think it's because of all the superheroes, he's the only one who's actually not a superhero. There's nothing supernatural about him. He can't fly, he can't see through walls. He's a man, he's a human being. He's like you and me. He's more like a detective. Some people call him the great detective. But not only is he human, he's a very flawed human. And he knows he's flawed. He's been beat up by life. But Mike, we're all flawed, aren't we? And we all get beat up by life. So it makes Batman that much more relatable because he's so much like us in a way. What distinguishes him is that no matter what life throws at him, no matter what crisis or challenge or failure, he never lets it defeat him. He never lets it make him angry or bitter or crush him. He takes the pain that life throws at him and he turns it around and he gives it back to the world as love. Because his whole mission is to leave the world better than he found it. And it's the nobility of that mission. That's what we admire so much about him. But that's something we can all aspire to because you don't have to have superpowers to want to give to your family, your community, to leave the world a better place. All you have to do is care enough to try. Care enough to want to, especially today with all the craziness going on around us. Because Mike, everybody faces challenges in their life. Everybody faces crisis and disappointment and failure at something at some time or another because we're human and we all stumble. But that's not what defines us. What defines us is how we get back up and how we learn from our mistakes and get back into life and contribute to the world. That's what defines you. But I tell you, when you face those challenges, those crises that life throws at you, you realize really quickly what's important. And it isn't the material stuff. That stuff can disappear in a heartbeat. It's the people in your life. It's the lives you touch and the people who touch your life. It's the love that you put out into the world. It's a friend like Loki who sees who you are and wants to celebrate you. That's what matters at the end of the day. So never stop believing in yourself, Mike. in your ability to affect the world in a positive way.
And let me join all of Valhalla in saying, Happy birthday, Mike. Remember, it's not what you are underneath. It's what you do that defines you.
Take care.